You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. We have requests. You get requests. You can always go to assleconsulting.com. The client writes, I would like you to rate my current life and give some advice if my plan for retirement sounds like a good plan. You helped me with my question about pursuing computer science 3 years ago, so I'm hoping you could provide some more insight. Background 30-year-old male, just moved to, one of the worst states you can live in terms of not tax rates, but taxation in general. For a new engineering job in a field paying, wait, what was this? Oh, wait, what was that doobie dabby dabby do? I probably told you to major in computer science, or you said CS 3 years ago. Moving to a place for a new engineering job that pays $125,000 a year. What did Cappy say? What? Oh my God, there's hope for millennials and Zoomers if you don't follow what your teachers and oh my God. It's amazing. If you diet and exercise, you have less chance for heart attack. And if you don't major in stupid shit, your life gets a lot easier. From my previous $110,000 a year job in equally crappy state. Current net worth is $420,000. I gotta imagine your parents, not that they gave you money, but your parents must have raised you right too. It wasn't just me saying, oh yeah, switch it. Oh my God, I'm a millionaire. Do it to Cappy. You have 75% stock and index fund, 30% cash, 3% gold, 3 crypto, 6% bot. Not bad. That's about right. I'd say it's a pretty good allocation. I mean, I'm no financial planner, but if I was that age, that's more or less where I'd ballpark it. Going to be renting with a roommate, which is fine since I'm too lazy to own a house right now. Right, and you're a single guy without kids, so there's no reason for you to own a house. Generally speaking, if you are single, it is cheaper for you to rent, especially if you're just a roommate situation. Like what? You got a car, a computer, and a bed, right? There rarely does it make sense for single people with minimal amount of stuff to own a house. You're saying, I don't know what your rent is going to be, but I could guarantee you it'd be less than the insurance and taxes on a house that you would own, which is fine since I'm too lazy to own a house right now. Retirement plan, continue to work in the field for 20 years more, probably reach somewhere in the 200,000 by the end. Oh yeah, more than that. 20 years with inflation, it's probably going to be around 350. Probably will move to an area rife with defense companies, high salary, and very good work-life balance. Then during the last 10 years before retirement, get a government job in the field or defense to get that subsidized health care I can retire with. And then I said the video response will cost $35. Just so you know, $35 is kind of about as cheap as it gets nowadays. The reason I charged you so little, because I have nothing to add. It's fine. You're good. There's not really anything I would add to this at all. Your current situation is very good. Your game plan of continuing to work in the industry is very good. And then I like your finishing touch at the end where it's like, in the last 10 years, I'm going to go work defense, military, government, so I can get that health care and work-life balance. Yeah, almost the perfect plan. Hannibal from the A-Team couldn't have come up with a better plan. It's great. There's not really, I'm trying to think anything that I'd add to it. There's nothing more I can add to it. Look, once you get to it, it's a question in the realm of retirement, it's more pass fail. Do you got enough money to retire? Are you on your way to retire? Are you going to be a boomer and come on, baby, light my fire? I'm on a fixed income. And you're not. You're very well on your way. 35 years, that 420,000 is going to compound, that you're probably going to be taken care of. Then you making all this extra money. You're not married. You don't have kids. I mean, about the only thing I could say is go back to the 5 rules of which you've avoided 3. You didn't major in dumb shit. You're spending less than you make. I mean, look, if you want to get married, that's the biggest risk. You're set. You're golden. There's nothing I'd add or improve to it. What you got to look out for is getting screwed over. You got to worry about fucking up. And the major landmine you got to avoid is getting divorced. That's it. That's it. Now, culturally speaking, maybe you want to go back to the home country, wherever. I don't even know if your parents are home country. You may have to go back several generations. I don't know how long your family's been in the United States. Maybe if you want to have family, that's the main question to you right now. Doesn't sound like you're ready for it. Like, you got roommates, you're just having fun, you're making your money. Sounds great. Go out, have fun, do your thing. But down the road, if you are planning on getting married and you want to have kids, that's the risk. As it is, that's generally the single largest, biggest risk facing men right now. Is not the risk of marriage, it's the risk of divorce and having your family destroyed and all that. And you can't protect or insure or hedge against emotional and psychological damage, but you can definitely financially hedge against it. So, not today or tomorrow, but if you do want to get married and you do want to have kids, now it's time to start looking into asset protection trusts. Now it's starting to look into, like, kind of that soccer player in Morocco who went with the trust of mom. If you are going to buy a house, it maybe you're really not in the market for a house, because you're not in the market for a house. It sounds like you throw all your stuff in the back of a pickup truck and go anywhere. So you're not in the market for a house. Just throw more money. Okay, the only thing I could add to your retirement plans or financial planning is maybe get a little bit of exposure to real estate. Because right now, your stocks, crypto, gold, and bonds, or maybe not even bonds, but which is a perfectly good, normal, standardized young man portfolio. But, just for the sake of having real estate, why not invest in some real estate investment trusts, like a good diversified real estate investment trust fund index? Just a little bit, assuming you might lose it. Chances are you won't, but you have no real estate exposure. So if you had some extra money that you don't mind parting with, maybe toss a couple bucks into that. So that would, I guess, provide even added diversification to your current retirement portfolio. But that's not your risk. The real risk is going to be women. I hate to say it, ladies. You are. I'm not trying to be edgy. Oh, woman, am I right? No, you girls kind of are the biggest risk to a men's finances. Not to mention psychologically, emotionally, with destroying families. Look at the track record. So, going forward, if that is one of your life goals, start putting a little bit of time into that. Start thinking like, okay, do I got to go overseas? But start look first. Do I want to get married and have kids? Or maybe you just want to have kids. Depending on the states, you've mentioned 3 states you want to live in. I'd figure out what the laws are in terms of common law marriage. And if they got common law marriage in any one of those, well, then you might be in the market for some estate planning. Or do it now. Like, the time to prepare for the future is now. Start tossing mom a couple bucks. Or maybe you don't trust mom, trust dad. Dad, I need you to hold on to this. Or, we're going to buy a house, but it's in dad's name. And then dad puts it in a trust that only benefits me. There's things you could talk to an estate planning lawyer for things like that. But that's kind of lay the infrastructure down now, only because I've gone through the process myself. It's not so much, do I have the assets? It's not that. It's, do I have the structure, the legal structure set up with trusts and estate planning to then put assets into these things? And that might be something you want to look at. You could even, because I don't think you're getting married tomorrow. In 10 years' time, let's say you set up an irrevocable asset protection trust, right? That's the one people can't get at. You fund it, right? You got your best friend you trust or your old man, and they manage it in your best interest. And down the road, that trust would buy a house that you would live in for free. something like that. And then that would not totally hedge against all damages that would cause by someone destroying your family, but you wouldn't be piss poor like Terrence Popp living in his car coming out. Terrence Popp, by the way, redonkulous.com. You can find him on YouTube. So yeah, there's not much I could charge you for. Your current retirement plan is pretty great. I like your career plan too. Oh my God, what was it he did again? He didn't major in dumb shit, and look at all the money and no problems. Oh, he didn't impregnate a crazy girl. He didn't fuck up. Oh my God, look what happens when you don't fuck up. I like your exit strategy. About the only, it's not even an exposure or a flank because you haven't mentioned wife or kids. But if you'd like to have that, that's about the only thing I could think of that you would have to plan for. So if you don't plan on getting married or having kids, cool, no problem. If you don't want kids, you're 30 now, right? Are you sure you don't want kids? Well, maybe you might want to look into a vasectomy. That's not going to cost a lot of money. I mean, this isn't like you got to save up for a down payment on a house, but that's one of the best investments you can make. If you're sure you don't want kids, go get a vasectomy. If you're like, well, okay, donate some money to two sperm banks in case the electricity goes down on one, right? And that'd be another thing maybe I'd look at, but those are at most like $1,500. And that way you could go have sex, and now you've totally eliminated the risk of, oops, I'm preggers. Live cheaply, shut up about your money, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. And that's about it. That's all I got. We got any super chats? We got no super chats. All right, link below. Bachelor Pad Economics. If you guys got questions about financial planning, getting your finances together, please go get that book, The Financial Advice Bible for Men, Bachelor Pad Economics. There it is. If you got spending problems or you like to have surplus money at the end of the month, we got a course out called Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice. Half of it is he majored in the right thing. The other half is he's a minimalist and he doesn't have a lot of shit. That's where all the money comes from, guys. If you got a spending problem, consider taking Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice. That's linked below. It is only open until the 13th. Closes on the 13th. And that's it. Ken Rose, $2. Thank you, Ken. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.